gentlemen, may I welcome you all to the 2016 Combat of Views, a classroom debate for the first grading period. This is actually a test of the 5 matter skills of the learners themselves, namely the viewing, listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. And that also includes the reasoning power and the research ability of the students. I also have the honor to present to you the judges for this morning's activity. Friends, please help me welcome the school's reading coordinator, Miss Helen Risaga. The school's journalism advisor, Miss Evelyn Castro. And the school's English 4 subject teacher, Miss Gina Watin. And also acknowledge the special participation of the advisor of grade 9, Miss Pritzigay Ann Baluyas. I also present to you the panelists for today's activity. Please help me welcome the students from the affirmative side. Let's start with Miss Bayflor Basibasi. Miss Dennis Marshall. Mr. Dennis Marshall. Dennis Casikuya. Miss Gisrael Pahalya. And Miss Rican Inclong. For the negative side, please help me welcome Miss Preshley Gonzaga. Denzel Marshall. Francil Mapagdalita. And Erica Bubilio. And ladies and gentlemen, the moderator for this day's Combat of Views. Please help me welcome Mr. Jeff Sanchez.
Good morning, judges, debaters, and audience. We are all gathered together as one today to express our views on the values people are upholding. The world is changing so fast that the individual ways of upholding values are changing as each day unfolds. With the advent of technology, boost of economy, and chances for economic upliftment, others are getting richer, while some others remain to be poor. While others are enriching themselves with early possessions, others are much concerned on leveling their spiritual aspects. With this situation in mind, we are moved with a line. Is it better to be honest and poor or dishonest and rich? Today, we shall be transported to the different sides of the stories, views, comments to be shared by our panelists. Who will win? The honest and poor group or the dishonest and rich group? Let's try to find out.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jeff Sanchez, for the opening salvo. But before anything else, let us first hear the guidelines for this day's Combat of Views, the classroom debate by Miss Cosette Ryan Baluyas.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now start the ball rolling. The 2016 Combat of Views for the first quarter. Guidelines for the debate. 1. Ask students to form 2 groups in our case. 5 for each group. 1 group takes the affirmative or positive side, while the other group makes up the opposition or the negative side. 2. A student chairs the session while another student keeps record of the time as each group discusses the issues for the designated period. 3. Each student from each side presents his or her respective group's position along with the rationale. After the presentation, students from each side offer a rebuttal. 4. Volunteers from the floor will offer their support for or against the views of the 2 groups. 5. At the end of the debate, students individually write a critical reflection about what they learned from the lesson. Thank you for listening.
Respected judges and teachers, today I stand before you to express my views for the motion of the given topic for debate. I believe that the honest, though poor, is much better than being dishonest yet rich. Why is it important to be honest? do you think it means to be honest in all things? Why do you feel it is important to be honest? Being honest means choosing not to lie, steal, cheat, or deceive in any way. When we are honest, we build strength of character that will allow us to be of great service to God and to others. We are blessed with peace of mind and self-respect, and will be trusted by the Lord and others. To be honest also means to be sincere, truthful, and without deceit at all times. It is a commandment of God to be honest, and complete honesty is necessary for our salvation. In what way can people achieve inner peace and sophistication? Can we claim it from earthly positions like luxurious cars, sophisticated dresses, shining and shimmering pieces of jewelry which people can afford to purchase, or from the values inculcated to us by our parents or loved ones? Ladies and gentlemen, true happiness, peace, and satisfaction are there in our lives when we follow and live in God's ways. Being honest though poor is the surest way to achieve inner happiness and sophistication. Honesty is the best policy, they say, and there is a general truth behind it. Can you imagine how chaotic the world will be without the magical sense of truthfulness or honesty? This value brings forth joy and happiness to all the people around. Let me bring you to a scenario. The family is not a handsome one. They were not well dressed. Their shoes were far from being waterproof. Their clothes were scanty, but they were happy, grateful, pleased with one another, and contented with the time. This is only proves that being poor is not a hindrance at the same time to achieve happiness, much more that one is honest. A big percentage among young learners like us still go for honesty despite of the temptations of different forms of dishonesty, just to achieve perfection and richness. I am glad because I have the notion that there are still a number of young learners who would still go for what is right. Being honest though poor in terms of material, earthly positions. A big percentage among young learners like us still go for honesty despite of the temptations.
How many of you here can find the pleasure of manipulating advanced gadgets, of driving high-end cars, of wearing signature lines of clothes, of wearing sparkling and dazzling sets of jewelries, of having thousands of pesos in your bank account? Tell me, would you be happy, comfortable, and secure acquiring all these stuff? Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here today to prove my stand that happiness can be incurred on the earthly things. Can we sleep well if our stomachs are empty? We would be happy if we can give the basic needs of our children just like the worst of all, the food that our children eat. I grow up with not much food on the table, with minimal supply of our needs, but if it takes dishonesty to acquire everything that would make me happy, then by all means, I'll grab the chance. Being rich feels like all the other blessings we have in life. Every day seems to be overflowing with joy, with the feeling of being blessed. If we look for the definition of rich, it says having a great deal of money. Well, yes, everyone wants a great deal of money to live a comfortable and luxurious life, and if being dishonest can lead you to a life of luxury, why not? Go for it. Money is a very crucial factor in anyone's life. No one wants to live on a hand-to-mouth basis, and it is very difficult to survive without money. Being honest in today's world can make you poor or even take your life because people do not want to be honest. Neither do they want to respect the one who is honest. That is the reason the honest is slowly losing his wealth and moving towards the poverty line.
You've just heard sides of representative from Team Poor but Honest and representative from Team Rich yet dishonest. At this point of time, let us hear another round of speakers who will speak for both of the teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I will be showing you how relevant is honesty into the lives of each one. Let me take you to a certain scenario. What would happen if lying was the norm? Spouses wouldn't be able to trust one another. Parents will not be trusting their children. Leaders wouldn't be credible, and the news would be meaningless. Everything, and I mean everything, depends on honesty. That's why it's so critical to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. The truth is, we can't build relationships if we mistrust what friends say. We won't follow leaders if we mistrust what they do. And we can't make good decisions if we doubt the accuracy of the information that we receive. Absent truth, instead of taking action, we spend our time looking over other people's shoulders. Second, guessing their intent and unraveling the facts from the falsehoods. The result is that trust is shattered, reputations are damaged, and suspicion rules the day. When people distort the truth, they put their credibility at risk while lowering their personal standards of honesty. Remember, big or small, a lie is a lie. Furthermore, a lie repeated many times doesn't change the truth. Additionally, one or many believers don't determine the truth or untruth. There's no excuse for dishonesty. None. As someone once said, the truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything. The love of money can motivate any evil on this earth. Rich sometimes get rich by oppressing the poor. There are many weak, rich people in this world who have hardened their hearts filled with arrogancy, selfishness, harshness, and cold-heartedness, throwing rich parties, wasting their money on useless things, who are overfed and has no pity nor concern about the poor, but are hoard with wealth, pride, and refuse to pay their workers. Why do not even defend the rights of the poor, nor share their wealth or food with poor and needy? But in scriptures, we see that when Jesus and his disciples threw parties, they invited the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind. Luke chapter 14, verse 12 to 13 says, "But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind." When you stand for honesty, you believe in yourself and everything you represent. When you stand for honesty, everything you say carries the voice of credibility. But when you're dishonest, your sole reputation will do the speaking for you. Better to be poor and honest than to be dishonest and a fool. Most important, they got satisfaction about a chance to deliver their great service to people. Also desires expectations, and the way they see the world is very different than dishonest people. Yes, money is powerful, but peace of mind, satisfaction, and happiness is even more powerful.
If we look for the definition of rich, it says having a great deal of money. Well, yes, everyone wants a great deal of money to live a comfortable and luxurious life. And if being dishonest can lead you to a life of luxury, why not go for it? Every day we eat and we need money. Our survival is to wind up with a flow of money. You can just go to a department store for free. Can you just go to a pharmacy, to a hospital, to a recreational center for free? Absolutely not. Everything that we need in this world is not meant to be free. Basically, money is a very crucial factor in anyone's life. No one wants to live on hand-to-mouth basis, and it's very difficult to survive without money. Being honest in today's world can make you poor, or even take your life, because people do not want to be honest, neither do they want to respect the one who is honest. That is the reason the honest is slowly losing his wealth and moving towards the poverty line. They say that a person does not need to be dishonest in order to get rich. A person does not have to lie or indulge in wrong activities to get money. Anyone who works and works hard can be rich. Dishonesty is not required. But yes, if you want to get rich fast, then dishonesty might be required. Let me repeat. If you want to get rich fast, then dishonesty is required. It is said that dishonest person is one who not have morals and aims of only itself, not for all. A person is deceitful and cheats other people is a dishonest person. I don't think that personality wants to be dishonest, but society in one way or another forces them to become dishonest. If you will ask me, I will still go for getting rich despite of being dishonest.
Thank you, Team A and Team B. We will hear the sides of the other set of speakers.
You have cited in your proposition that everything that we need in this world is not meant to be free. I tend to disagree. Maybe you forget that smile, love, and form of honesty are meant to be free. All of the ones mentioned are priceless. They are something that money can just buy. If your earthly position can bring you more comfort, happiness, and satisfaction, well, they are just temporary. It will never be lasting happiness, because whether you like it or not, you can't help but craving for more than will give you a higher degree of happiness and comfort. In this world, everything has its end. It is said that a dishonest person is one who does not have morals and thinks only of himself and not for all. And a person is deceitful and cheat other people is dishonest person. Don't you find it shameful on your part? Can you afford to live without the expense of deceiving other people? Will be humane enough? Is that the way of a Christian way of living? Please think about it, my friends.
Bunch of cash. We can call it luck. For millions of people in the world, one should be thankful for the chance of a lifetime. But what do honest people usually do? Returning it to people concerned. It could have been used for their household needs. It could have been used for starting businesses. It could have been used for their survival. Can honesty be eaten? Can you use honesty to pay your obligations? Certainly not. You certainly have a point when you say that dishonest persons are deceitful and basically not in a Christian manner. But think about it. We also have our own way of living, our own way of surviving, our own way of filling up our needs and wants in life. We are now part of a world where everything seems to be instant. Thus, time shouldn't be wasted. If we want to be rich, then go for the shortest way. If I am rich enough, then I can help more people. I have many friends, I have many recreational activities, I have everything. What about you? If you're poor and honest, will you be able to savor all the extravagant experiences in life?
How do you feel about giving gifts taken out from the different forms of dishonesty to the poor and needy? Will you find joy in it? Can you sleep soundly in the night, spreading the disease to the innocent ones? The art of sharing and giving truly satisfies the soul if it's done by a person with righteous hearts dead. I do not think that giving something out from dishonesty truly passes the qualification standards. Yes, you are right when you said that we are living in a world in instant emotions. But don't you think that getting rich in a manner that is instant will serve the purpose? Take note, wealth achieved out from falsehood will be taken back like a thief in the night. Well, you have the face-to-face before us. I don't think so.
Swallow your pride. Take pleasure. Go for convenience and everything will be alright. If honesty is the best policy, then why do a lot of people suffer? Can you afford to witness your children go through the stricken poverty?
If you can make the necessary ways of means, then why will you stick to your impractical means of living? Today is the right day to show to you that God shall be the martyrs. Live life to the fullest and savor the pleasure of being rich. Think about it.
We have witnessed the different sides of the two teams. Team A, the poor yet honest, and Team B, rich yet dishonest. Let us hear the leaders to give us their final view.
Rich sometimes get rich by oppressing the poor. There are many rich people in this world who have hardened their hearts with arrogancy, selfishness, harshness, cold-heartedness. But no doubt, an honest person has to suffer more than a dishonest and rich person, but at the long last, the honest person's oath wins and gains high order of respect in the social political system. But most of the dishonest people either ended up in jail or got robbed of their freedom, whether they are rich or poor. If your life is built on lies, then you've essentially created a prison for yourself. It's a foundation primed for collapse. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? If you speak honestly, you can talk eye to eye and work with no words.
We only have one life to live without being at the top of with all the necessaries in the world is something that everybody is craving for. You don't have to wait for another throng of 20 years if you can basically achieve the luxurious way of living right now, right there. Wealth and success coupled with honesty can guarantee a high quality life. With money, we can afford the best medical care, high quality education. One will be fully satisfied with life and eventually love one's life to the fullest. If one is rich, everything that life has been desiring can all be achieved. This will lead to a happy, contented, and delightful life.
The society needs people who are rich and honest, who are strong enough to withstand the pressures of society. You've got to stick to your morals, and things will eventually fall your way. It will take time, but the success that you gain by being honest is far more sustainable and fruitful life. Honesty is still the best policy. Go for what is right, and everything will be alright. The rich and honest person will always be blessed and will always be at the right track. Our mind at times may be in doubt as to what is right and just. However, our heart will always speak for what is right. Be honest, be righteous, be godly. Are you all one of us?
The society needs ambitious and courageous persons who will be determined to capture success by all means. The rich yet dishonest persons are needed in order to boost the economy of the country. True wealth, contentment, and satisfaction are both on hand. No amount of joy and happiness can be derived if everything we need in life is just at hand. Who will help the poor, helpless, and dying persons? Aren't not the rich and famous? Think about it. Go for what makes you feel happy. Come and join in us in our advocacy of taking life easy. Be with us.
Debaters have taken us into different sides of that coin. Team A introduced us to the surest way to achieve being conscious through being honest even though we are poor. On the other hand, Team B cited the notion that the most confident means of attaining comfort and pleasure in life is through being rich yet dishonest. Life seems at glow like a diamond when we are rich, and the different forms of dishonesty are all covered up. When one is practically rich, at this point of time, let us all listen to the comments from the audience.
Comments from the audience, please. Let's start with you, Miss Dara.
Well, your performance is great, but the others have low voice quality. As a whole, they did their part well. In that case, I still in the positive side, and I still adhere Hadis is the best course.
Your thoughts, please. Comment. Student 2. Are you ready, Miss Cosette?
As a student, possessing high technology gadgets is a fact. However, if these things come from dishonest money, then I'd rather be a low tech.
Your thoughts to Miss Cosette. My dear students, the loudness of your claps will tell me as to where will you take your sides. For the affirmative side, they say it's good to be honest, even though they're poor. And for the negative side, it's good to be rich and at the same time dishonest. Where will you take your sides? Now, the loudness of your claps will again tell me as to where will you be. Your claps to the affirmative side. To the rich at the same time dishonest. Your claps to them. Okay? At this point of time, let us hear also the comments from our judges. Judge number 1, Miss Helen Risada.
Good morning. I'm so happy to have an activity like this, and students are really very behaved, right? And then what can I say about this? The whole. If I'm going to judge, the winner would be the negative side. Do you know why? When they deliver their words, their message, their script, they were really very good. Right or wrong? Right. Because why? Because they read it with feelings, with emotion. So I should say that I am convinced that I'm going to be rich even with dishonesty because of what they did, because of how they delivered their speech. Don't worry about here because I know and I believe that your emotion maybe you're feeling nervous, I think. Yes. So when times like this, when there is something like an activity like this, so those students who will participate on this kind of activity should have this what? Bagagnaw, dayon, with strong feelings. Right? No. Okay, so because if you are like that, then people will be convinced about what you're going to stand. But anyway, everything is good. Kung sa kwan pa, totally very good because you are all something like your mind, your intellect, shall we say, your knowledge about that topic was really you are very knowledgeable about that. Why? Because I know and I believe that even when you will not be given a script, I know you can say something because the topic is very easy. Honesty is the best policy. And I think that's all. Thank you, Ma'am Joy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am. This time, let's hear the side from our judge number 2, Miss Gina Wati.
Good morning, everybody. So, it's human nature that every time we will fall, shake at all. It's human nature, nature siya. So if you will not experience that one, you are not human, right? So the learners were confident even yes, and then there were some students that we failed to emphasize words. So it's hard for us to grasp the words. And then as a whole, we're going to rate 1 to 10, I will give you 90%. So, our 9 out of 10. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Monica. Would you like to say something? Okay, so that ends our combat abuse 2016.